Hi, I'm Laura and welcome back to my channel, and today I have my introduction for Pan Those palettes. In this series I will be doing the Pantastic Ladies Pan That palette theme for the year, which is fun size. I can't remember who came up with the theme. I will annotate it here. But I found the cutest little the first thing that sprung to my head was fun size, bite size. I'm not a huge fan of this quad. This is in the shade Jalapeno. It's got 4 little shades. It is 3.5 grams, so it's like way less than a gram for each one. I think it works out as like 0.8 grams per one, or 0.75 or something. But I've seen people pan these already, so I know it is possible. And the shades are, like, the mattes are quite powdery and the glitters are quite thick, so you use a lot of product with each use. So that makes me super happy. I've already used this three times so far this year. It is the 3rd of January as I'm filming this, and I'm somewhat a major lover of the mattes. The shimmers are nice. The mattes, I could take or leave. So moving this out of my collection this year would be awesome. But this is me. I'm a very much of a go big or go home gal. In 2023, I had planned to go back and revisit several Pan That palettes. And 2023 was not a very good makeup year for me. It just wasn't. So I figured I would transfer that idea to this year and work on moving out more of my things. So last year's theme was kicking it old school, and I had originally been using the 305 from Morphe, but I figured I would rejig it for a more achievable goal this year, and I pulled out the Too Faced Natural at Night palette. This is pretty old school. It's a lovely little 9-pan, nude shades, wearable. You've got brow bone, you've got a crease, a liner shade. I'm actually wearing this nightcap shade today. It is stunning. What was I doing sleeping on this? I've owned this palette for like 10 years. So yeah, I'm going to take this opportunity to use up as much of this as I can over the course of 2024. The project theme the year before that, I can't remember which years they go in, to be honest. Now the next 2 themes, I can't remember which one came first, but one of them is tiny pans, and it was to pick the smallest palette that you have, or a small palette. And I was originally using the W7 Dusk Till Dawn palette, and it has really small pans in it, and I liked it, but I wanted to try something a bit more, again, achievable. So I pulled out the Natasha Denona Mini Glam palette. These are 0.8 grams per shadow, and I have broken 3 shadows in here. So this shade, Faye, Anjo, and Golden Flesh, or is it the other way around? Is this one Golden Flesh? This one's Anjo and this one's Faye? I don't know. But either way, this one, the middle one, and the one on the end here are broken. This one, the shimmery one, is like completely shattered. So I would like to move it out of my collection anyway, so it fits the tiny pans bill perfectly. And yeah, over the course of the year I'm gonna work on moving this guy out. The other one was Size Matters, where you pick a big or chunky palette. Well, it could be number of shades, it could be packaging. I picked the Extravaganza palette from XX Revolution, and this palette is a beast. It has 66 shades in it. It is my largest palette shade wise, and it's difficult to store, and I enjoy it very much. And I would like to use as much of this as I can, and I was inspired to pull this back out by Paula from A Beauty Guru Made Me Do It, and her massive 100 Pan Elf palette that she's working on. So I figured I would just carry on with it, even if I take into 2025 with me. Just carrying on. And it was Caitlin Costello. She depotted Revolution palettes into round pans and put them in a separate palette, and I'm thinking of possibly doing that with this palette, just picking maybe 5 shades at a time, depotting them into separate pans and working on them that way, just so that I'm not hauling out this cumbersome behemoth every single time. But yeah, I'm gonna work on this bad boy too. But I'm not done yet. There is a supplementary project that's also happening, and I believe this was a Paula creation as well. It's also being hosted by Fantastic Ladies this year, and it is the Better Together palette, and it was to choose 2 palettes that go together. And being as I'm already working on 4 palettes, why not throw in a 5th one? And this is my Tartelette in Bloom palette, and it goes well with everything, because it is such a workhorse palette. It has everything I could possibly need. It has cool tones, it has a brow bone shade, it has liners, crease, a inner corner / lid shade, and I have been working on this palette for so long that it would be nice to actually get it finished and moved out, right? So those are the 5 palettes is it 5? Yes, 5 palettes. No, there's a 6th one. Isn't that terrible that I'm overloading myself so much that I've forgotten a palette that I'm working on? There was another theme. Called Pan as Old as Time, and when I did that round originally, I depotted all my Estee Lauder quints and put them in a palette, and I said at the time that I would like to do it with my Dior ones. So I've pulled out a Dior quint that I would like to work on throughout the year. This is Earth's Reflection. It's the first Dior quint I ever bought. Again, possibly back in like 2012, 2011, a very long time ago. But it's taupey sort of crease shades and some lid / inner corner shades that will work well with these other palettes to help ground them, and just generally they're nice to use. I like them, and they'll go nice with the greens, they'll go nice with the Glam palette, and yeah, it'll be beautiful, it'll be amazing, and I'm super excited and terrified at the same time. In the unlikely event that I do finish any palettes in these themes early, I do actually have secondary eyeshadow palettes that I would like to work on as well. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Adventurous, or stupid, however you want to look at it. It's a big undertaking to try and pan 6 eyeshadow palettes, especially when one of them 66 shades, but we're going to work on it. We're going to see where we get. I'm going to track my progress throughout the year, and I'm super stoked. But on top of that, I'm also working on some face palettes, and I wanted to combine all of these into one video just so it's easier to track, easier to film, easier to edit and upload, and plus I'm sure you guys would be happier just watching it all in one video instead of lots of little ones, right? But I have 3 face palettes that I would like to work on throughout the year. First we have the Revolution HD Powder Contour. It has 8 shades, 4 that are bronzers, well, 5 that are bronzers. This one is more of like a skin tone shade, but it would be nice for like lightening the darker shades as I come to them. They are only 2.5 grams each. So we are talking 5, 10, so it's 20 grams of product in here. 20 grams of product. So it's like the equivalent of 2 compacts of powder bronzer from most normal brands. And there is a bit of usage on it, and I can already see in this one, if I maybe angle it, I don't know if you can see it, but I can already see the indents of the pan showing through the powder. So I don't think it would take very long to hit pan in these products and use them up over the course of the year. And in my inventory, I count things by pan, so this would be the equivalent of moving 8 bronzers out of my collection. So yes, that would be very nice for my inventory figures. It would. Next up we have the Blush Queen palette, which I actually saw Steph Lyons pan a few years ago, and it's just a bunch of beautiful pinks. In the rest of my projects, I do have other blushes I'm working on that are more neutral toned, earthy toned, so having these fun pops of pink will be awesome. And there's only 1.6 grams per product, so we are talking, one second, let's count. So we're talking like 12.8 grams of blush, which over the course of a year, if you're doing makeup almost daily, which is what I plan to do, it shouldn't be too much of a challenge. And again, moving 8 pans of blush out of my collection, muy bueno. That would be awesome. And highlighter wise, I have the Soph X palette, and again, these are like 2 grams of product, so this is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 grams of highlight. And I don't think it would take too long to be hitting pan in any one shade. I am working on highlights in other projects also, but this will be like the main focus. So yeah, we'll see where we can get with it. If I can move this out over the course of the year, it would make me very happy. My highlight stash is sitting like 125 items. It's stupid big. Let me just double check. Highlight, powder, highlight, 125 products in my highlight collection. So moving out 8 would be wonderful. It would be wonderful. So we're going to be working on these monthly updates. Super excited to share these monthly updates and play with these products. On top of this, I will be doing a few other eyeshadow projects. I will have an eyeshadow based A to Z, No Pan Left Behind, and Project Shadow, where I'm trying to get usage out of my loose shadows. I know it's a lot to take on. I am a bit crazy, but I'm going for it this year, guys. I just want to go for it, and if it's a bit much, it's a bit much. It doesn't have to bother me, and I won't let it bother me. So we're gonna have fun with it, we're gonna move forward with it, and it's gonna be great. So thank you guys so much for watching. Wish me luck. I hope you guys have amazing luck and fun with your Pan That palettes. If you're doing face palettes or just eyeshadow, let me know, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye bye.